Collective podcast. We're going to jump right into tonight's topic, the presidential election. Feel free to post any comments and we will respond to any comments we see on the feed.
What's up, Facebook family? John Lee the one-fourth of the collective, coming to you live.
And I'll be the one, the cute one, known as Superstar Gene. You can catch me at Superstar Gene on IG or Twitter. How's everybody doing out there today?
And this is the one, the only Black educated king, dashiki wearing king, Chris _Ali 908.
So it ain't no other Black educated kings out there. You the one and only.
That we're dashikis.
That's right.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, all right. You good. You got that.
At 7:54 p.m.
on this podcast. You got that.
Standard time, right?
You got that. You got that.
Thank you.
My brother, my soul brother.
So I've been following some of the demographics from the exit polling. I saw some on CNN and some on MSNBC. And what I found really, really interesting is that 20% of Black men voted for Trump. One in every five. Women, not quite as dramatic. About 10% of Black women voted for Trump. But and what's really interesting, what's really telling is almost that entire demographic that voted for Trump were educated, college educated Black men and women.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think it's to be expected. They're looking at it from a different lens than the rest of the population.
How so?
How so? Because you have a whole bunch of people that will not mess with Biden regardless, based off of his past indiscretions, if you want to call it that. So they're going to go with Trump regardless, just because of that. Because my brother, my cousin, my uncle, my father, whoever fell victim to that crime bill, fell victim to something in the past, which is interesting because everybody in politics is dirty, in my opinion, right? And if you had Trump, you know, with the checking out a full page news ad with the Central Park 5,
right?
Wolf Pack, the whole nine. I mean, and wouldn't let it go. And you got him still to this day, still dredging up the birther movement with Obama and all that type of stuff. Like, but you just disregard that because of what? I don't know. I don't get the contrast. It's like, so do you even bank on the fact that you have a possibility of a chance because you now have somebody who supposedly is in his corner that can represent us to a certain degree? You may not believe that narrative, but you're going to go with something that has, or somebody or some movement, if you believe in that has incited and has split and divided the country even further in Trump and what he's done in the past and has continued to do even on a bigger platform, but you still give him that vote. I don't vote, so I just want to let you know I take myself out that equation. Yeah, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I've never voted. I don't vote.
Cut the podcast.
Nope.
Cut the podcast.
Nope. I have an opinion though.
But you can't have an opinion if you don't vote.
I can't have an opinion.
He can have an opinion, but it's going to go through one ear, not the other for most people.
Exactly.
It's going to himself.
But what I'm saying is that gives me full artistic license to say whatever I want to say. Y'all can agree or not agree.
Without any type of repercussions. Because
it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me.
Most people are afraid to say what they really feel.
Look, most people ain't gonna say how they actually vote. Let's be honest.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Okay. Pause. Because we gotta come back to that. You know, I don't want to drift too far off the main topic.
Yeah.
And so we'll round the corner and come back. You know, matter of fact, the hell with round the corner. I'm about to park my car right outside your house.
Listen.
And then I'm about to get picked up so I can make sure I come back to this.
You do.
No, something happened.
You do what you gotta. What do you mean something happened?
Johnny broke it.
And we got Biden got 264 votes.
Yeah, I don't know. But
that's Fox is saying that he got 264.
No, Fox is saying 264. CNN says he got 253.
Right. CNN say he got 253.
Right.
But see, Fox want to give him some states that haven't totaled out yet.
Right.
They want to give him I think they're giving him Arizona, and all the votes from Arizona haven't came in yet, and CNN don't want to give you anything that haven't fully came in.
Right, because they're not trying to make the mistake they made last time.
Right.
Right.
Extra careful.
Fox just want to get ready to start the argument, the fight.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait.
Actually checking the Associate Press.
Right.
Because I kind of feel like they don't really lean left or right. They kind of are right in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
And
they are a real newspaper or news reporting entity.
Yeah, and they got it 264 to 214.
Yeah, that's the last thing I saw.
So basically,
and they doing what Fox is doing, because that's what Fox is showing right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because remember, he just won Michigan.
Right.
Yeah.
And that they got it 264 to 214 without Nevada.
Right.
Nevada is 260. That gets him to 270.
Because they gave him Arizona. They gave him Arizona.
Yeah.
And CNN is not showing Arizona.
Right.
Because Arizona's not finished.
But they you saw what they already filed a lawsuit against for Michigan.
No,
Yeah.
and Pennsylvania.
Well,
Yeah, we're trying to hold
lawsuit should actually fail, because unless the state is violating its own law for how it counts votes,
it's frivolous. It's frivolous.
it's a frivolous lawsuit.
But the fact that they're doing it is just trying to,
It's to
trying
just
to
push
stick the chest out.
doubt into the vote, just
Exactly.
to create doubt,
Right.
which is fine.
But here's the real thing. I'm sorry, Gene, but here's the real thing. No matter who win, you still got a divided Senate. Shit still like it's gonna be the same shit.
Right.
That's the crazy thing. Like, so we all hyped up on who's gonna be the president, but it's gonna be the House and the Senate. I think. Wait, yeah, the House and the Senate. House is gonna be Dems. I think the House is gonna be Dems.
Right.
But the Senate is still gonna be split.
Right.
That's true. So basically, what that really means now, it does matter who's the president, though. It does matter who's the president. Here's why. If Trump is the president and the Republicans remain control of the Senate, then the Republicans control what laws get passed for the next 4 years, or at least for the next 2 years, minimum, but at least for the next 2 years. But if Biden wins and the Republicans remain control of the Senate, Biden can veto anything that they pass that he doesn't want to go through. And even if they win the Senate, they won't have the supermajority to overrule Biden, to overrule him. So it does make a difference.
It does.
President.
Yeah.
It's a difference of nothing gets done at all versus everything the Republicans want gets pushed through.
Well, and let me say this, like when Obama was president, he probably was the first president that the party just totally turned their back, wouldn't allow anything to get pushed through. When Trump became president, all the bull crap that Trump wanted to go through goes through. The good things go through. The bad things go through. The things that the Democrat wants, nope. So my thing is, hopefully, Biden will be able to try to get things more, nonpartisan, more balanced.
Yeah, but
the Republicans is still going to be the Republicans.
Exactly.
They still bitter because y'all didn't put that black man in there, so they still bitter about that. And but hopefully, Biden's an old head. He could do some nonpartisanship and get people.
You like you said, the word there is hopefully, because I see it. I still see it. The Republicans still gonna be salty, and like you said, for the next 2 years, they still gonna be doing their thing. Now, the thing is, how much or how many vetoes is actually going to be executed,
right,
under Biden, and do he want to be known as the veto king?
Right.
Well, Obama's the veto king.
Well, what I'm saying
I don't think nobody
does he want to continue that? Because you think he's already talking about this one, nation, United America, no blue states, no red states, just United States. So the messaging will be different if he comes in and be like, nah, screw that, veto, veto.
But first thing, he really needs to say that, because we really need to hear that, because you can't have a president that after you won, you keep like throwing dirt on people's name.
Right.
Oh, it's the cheating Democrats. It's the crooked Democrats. Like, come on.
It's been successful for Trump.
Like, come on. No, evidently it happened if he ain't gonna get another term.
Well, I mean, look, he did what he needed to do in terms of it, in fulfilling and rallying his base and doing the things that he promised to his base. So he satisfied what he accomplished. I personally don't believe he actually had a real thought in his mind that he was going to win the first time around. So all this is cake and gravy for him.
Oh yeah, but he's too he's too much of an egomaniac to just go out with like, oh well, I didn't think I was going to ever be president anyway, so jokes on them. Nah,
right.
He's not. His ego is too big. He's about to turn into a big fat baby.
Right.
But here's the bigger question. Why is it close?
Why is it close?
I mean, the fact of the matter is, no matter which side of the aisle you on, nobody, even Republicans, the diehard Republicans, they just want power. Nobody believes that Trump was a good president or that he was a good leader. Even they don't feel that way.
But
they just want him in power.
I disagree.
Okay, the Republicans are going to be the Republicans, right? The question is, why are so many other people who normally wouldn't even vote for Republicans or all feel he didn't do a good job? Why are they not voting? Why did they not vote for Biden? Why are they voting for Trump?
Well, I got two things, right? And this goes back to my theory. So I think the first thing is people are voting. If we're historic voting levels right now, the turnout was tremendous. So what the people that sat on their laurels or thought they were sitting on their laurels 4 years ago realized that and came out, right? That's the first thing. I think the plan, the plot and the plan by the Republicans, aka Donald Trump, to discourage the voting process, to try to rely on the day of voting tactic, backfired when everybody on the Democratic side said, oh, okay, I'll cast my vote early. I'll do the mail-in ballots. And so what happens was you got a large percentage of Democratic voters who voted early and voted via mail-in ballot, voted via mail-in ballots to historic levels. So by virtue of them showing out in force, and at the same time, Trump and his cronies pushing the message of don't vote. Mind you, think about all this. This happened months ago. They're already setting the stage of the mail-in ballot potential issues. Let's just call it that. Mm-hmm. Right? Even to the point where they were putting out doctored photos of
ballots and
ballots out there, and I found you saw ballots in the river and all types. Come on. First of all,
mailmen stealing ballots.
All that craziness. It was all set to dissuade and to discourage and to tarnish the actual process.
Right.
So you got people that were facing COVID or paranoid about the effects of it. Not paranoid, but realistically, it's a thing. And they didn't want to go out and they had to practice social distancing. Oh, I can then cast my vote via mail. I can do that, and I could do that early. Good. So now the plan that they had to try to discourage people from voting, trying to do the mail-in stuff and try to get the win from doing the on-site day of casting of your vote, which they usually turn out in groves from the Republican side, it wasn't enough. That's why it's so close. But the numbers, D, to your point, the numbers are at historic levels. So people showed out. This is like I think what they said, something to the effect of the largest turnout.
Right. Because Biden has more votes now than Obama.
Correct.
So that is historic.
So I mean, that's just one flavor, one.
I don't believe that's why it was close.
But
Okay.
first thing first,
I think we're overlooking something.
Republican states are always going to vote Republican. That's it.
True.
Democratic states is always going to vote Democrats.
Okay.
I don't know when the last time New Jersey ever voted Republican. So first thing first, you got the Democrat states, you got the Republican states. That's never going to change. It's always the swing states that they're talking about. It's always that. And just like when 4 years ago with Hillary, she didn't get all the electoral votes, but she had majority of the people votes.
Right.
Biden's going to get majority of the people votes. When all these reports come in, Biden is going to touch on what Johnny said. If it wasn't for COVID and we was doing the mail-in ballots, I think it wouldn't be as close as it is. I just think that the Republicans all waited to yesterday to come out to vote. And so they took the Republican votes, they took the Democrat votes from yesterday, and it was fairly even. But now when all the mail-in votes come in from all the other Democrats who voted, they said right now it's an average of 70% Democrats to 30% Republicans that did mail-in ballots. So look at the big margin he had in Pennsylvania that's slowly keep decreasing. So, yeah, I mean, you got to understand. It's like we have a talk about football. People like who they like, even if it's for the wrong reason.
Okay.
Even if it's for the wrong reason. So you want us to be political and be like, well, no. Although I'm a Democrat, this Democrat didn't do what I want. Although I'm a Republican, this Republican didn't do what I want. So I'm going to go with the next man. So the problem is we're divided. And then you got all the new people who comes in, or the people who's not politically affiliated that want to pick anyone, and that's all that's coming in now. Trump woke up the middle class and the poor white people because they never had a chance. They never had a chance to be racist as much as they are now. The rich ones, it doesn't matter if they racist or whatnot. In their head, they're rich. They own companies that giving jobs to minorities. So, but the broke ones and the middle class ones who was quiet, they think that they could just walk down the street, hey nigger, what's up? And he woke all those people up. So now they're battling with the people who see Trump for who he is.
So please comment on that, because you be holding something in. I feel it.
So really, at the end of the day, the election was never about the economy, COVID, or any of that stuff. Truth of the matter is that those issues, if you even want to call them issues, were just fluff, a facade, for lack of a better word, right? They were just the talking points, and this is why the election was so close, because Biden failed to recognize it, address it, and do anything about it. And I'll get to what he could have or should have done differently in a moment. But the fact of the matter is, the entire election was a referendum on white supremacy. Full stop.
Okay,
It was a
but let's,
referendum
I don't agree. I don't know how to.
I don't agree with that either.
Let me
I don't
finish
agree
my
with that
thought
either.
first. Let me finish it. Let me finish.
Okay.
It was a referendum on white supremacy, and the reason why I call it that is because most of the people who came out and really energized themselves and said, we got to vote for Trump, we got to vote for Trump, we got to vote for Trump. That the fear thing that they was worried about, they weren't worried about Biden per se, not directly himself as being president and what he necessarily was going to do or hurt the country. That wasn't really the deal. The deal was and has been the full 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency was he brought back the idea or the thought that we, meaning white people, should be on top and we should be supreme and we should be allowed to do the things that we want to do because we're in control, we're in charge, and we're not going to let anybody replace us. That's really been his talking point from day one. That's been the reason why he hasn't denounced the white supremacists. And that's been the reason why all these white people get so excited with their Trump flags. The Trump flag, the Trump 2020 flag, the MAGA hats, they're really the equivalent of the freaking Confederate flag. It's really the same thing. As a matter of fact, it's often flown together.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I understand some of that, but some of that I don't agree with. There's a bunch of people. All they care about is money.
All they care about is what?
Is money.
Money.
And if
you think it's money, I think it's power.
Okay, you can't have power if you don't have money.
Wait a minute. It's money.
But it's money because if you look at the people that will vote for someone who, in spite of their rhetoric, because they are getting tax breaks, they're probably having the most prosperous time in their entire life, even as a result of COVID. There's so many millionaires that were made in the stock market alone when we shut down and reopened. Instant millionaires, people that were smart, in the know, people that had money, I had disposable cash. So even if I don't like you as the leader of the free world, if you just turn me into a millionaire or increase my riches, and I have the thought that you're going to be having trade talks with China and being tough on them, and you're supposedly bringing jobs back and all that type of stuff, and I'm benefiting from that, you're my guy. I think that's what it really comes down to. The reason why I was so close is there's a whole bunch of people that will not confess to this, will not say their political affiliation, or they may say it, but then in private, they're going to do something else, are strongly money motivated, and they see him as a vehicle to continue that path to their riches. And I think that's what the bigger thing is. It's not the race is secondary to the money. That's my personal opinion and belief.
Here's why it can't be that. Here's why that can't be true. The reason that can't be true is because the people with that kind of money that you're talking about is a very, 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 very small percentage of the population.
But what I'm saying is you have a
million. If you took all the millionaires, let's just go millionaires. If you took all the millionaires in the United States, they don't even make up 4% of the entire population. The millionaires in this country, but they don't make up 4%.
What about the white people with the dreams of being a millionaire?
Right. And that's where I was going to go.
Everybody got dreams of being a millionaire.
Okay, but what if I tell you that this millionaire who's president, billionaire, whatever, who's president, has a better chance of making you a millionaire than anybody else?
Yo, they've been selling that dream since Reagan. And ain't none of them, and most of the motherfuckers never became millionaires.
But regardless of that fact, you still talking about the dream.
So
think about all of your celebrities. So let's put this in context. And if you look at Trump and you look at the music and the entertainment industry, why have so many black folks or people of color, even years past, even think about where Trump's legacy comes from, right? He comes from that, if you want to call it racist ideology in terms of house discrimination against people of color, job discrimination and using migrant workers and foreign workers and all that type of stuff, right? But now, if you have money of any magnitude, or you think you're going to have money, or you want to have money, you want to associate yourself with somebody with money. Trump for years have been that symbol. I'm Forbes, I'm the art of the deal, I'm whatever. So every entertainer has, not every, but most entertainers for decades, knowing who he is underneath the covers or who he's been associated with, said, you know what? I'm gonna call Trump name out in the rap album. I'm gonna take a trip and I'm gonna be hanging around Trump. I want to be in that circle because it's all about the money at the end of the day. I think you're underestimating the power of money, because money has the ability to change a person's life and create a different status, a different standard for them. And that's what most people in those fields, in those circles, gravitate and live on. So you have,
I'm not disagreeing with you about that part.
No. So what I'm saying though, is if you now see, to Gene's point, the hope, the possibility that if things are working well for me, and I've made more money now today in this current state with this president, why would I want to deviate from that and go back to where I wasn't making as much money because of the things that this guy has put forth, or what I believe, whether it's true or not, that he's put forth for me?
Some people don't even care that we lost hundreds of thousands for Corona, because in their head, I'm still alive and I'm still making money. Why would I get rid of them? I'm still alive. I'm still making money. See, my question to you is, why would it not be close? Like, how many people do you think supposed to jump ship? A million?
Oh, so you guys haven't realized something. Okay. First of all, it's not close because of people jumping ship from Republican to Democrats. No,
I'm talking about people who voted for
jump ship
Trump
from Democrat to Republican.
No, what I'm saying to you is, the people, whether they have no affiliation at all, that voted for Trump over Hillary, right? How many of them are we expecting to jump ship? Are we expecting 1 million, 10 million, 20 million? How many are we expecting to jump ship? So that's why I'm saying, why would it not be close? Because it's not like Trump and Biden is running for the first time. Trump is president. It's not too many presidents that you're going to get to move out of his seat after 4 years, unless they really, really screw something up. It's not too many. I mean, who was it? George Sr. was the last one.
I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But
again, so now that we covered the election, we're going to slide back and dance with that gorilla in the room, or nah, we're gonna let that slide.
What gorilla?
We might as well. We might as well
put some music on. We got a bunch of little monkeys, and I'm trying to figure out if it's a monkey or gorilla.
Nah. Let that gorilla come in.
I'm talking about the Johnny don't vote gorilla that's dancing in the middle of the floor.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. I don't believe in this system of things.
All right, so why is it regale me, Jay.
Why is it a problem that I don't believe in the system and I don't vote? Why is that a problem?
I didn't say it was a problem. I want to understand.
I mean, I have a problem with it personally.
I want to understand.
Well, I don't care what you have a problem with, Gene.
Personally, I have a problem.
All the things you have a problem with, I
want to understand where you're coming from. That's what I want.
Say that again.
I want to understand where you're coming from.
First of okay, I
don't need to agree. I just want to understand.
No. I can look at this from two. I can address it from two approaches, right?
Okay.
On one approach, I don't believe in the system, the true democratic process, to be honest, in terms of my vote having a controlling factor in the outcome of a presidential election. Because if I think about it, my popular vote means nothing until you change the electoral vote process and how you actually. So when you look at Georgia, okay, that's 20 votes, right? I can go out and I can be one of the millions of people that I go out there and vote. it's not changing my electoral vote number. It's a in proportionate amount of votes, just a 270, to the amount of people and how they have drawn the lines and have created, what is it, like Nebraska has like 5 votes or something like that, and you got another place that has 2, and it's like the amount of population of people, the populace versus the actual electoral vote, it just doesn't add up. Now, I have a problem with that. So I don't believe personally that my vote matters in that sense. And again, this is my own personal thing. And I'm not discouraging anybody to vote or not vote, what have you. Now, on a personal level, I don't believe in this system of things in terms of my religious beliefs. So I do not vote. Okay. So that's the other piece to this.
Your religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Oh, what religion?
As a practicing Jehovah's Witness, I don't believe in, this system of things. Like, so I don't get into politics. So I don't get into, like I said, I have an opinion because it's in your face, but I don't get riled up and I don't sleep, good or bad, regardless of how this society moves. Because I don't believe that this system is something that I should be engaged into, that thing that has a bearing on my life like that.
Okay.
I got a whole bunch of questions.
Well, I have a quick one. Because you were talking about electoral.
Yes.
But do you vote like locally? Like
I don't vote, period, dude.
Oh, period. Okay.
I don't do politics.
Okay.
Just like I don't do holidays. I don't do Christmas or Valentine's.
I feel you on that.
No, I mean, religiously, I understand the holiday thing.
Right.
But I mean, when you got, two things. Let me go first, D, because two things. I'm gonna be quick. When you have the say-so of who control your livelihood and so much, that's a different thing. Now, I understand if you're saying, well, I live in New Jersey. New Jersey always going to vote Democrat, so I don't have to waste my time getting up, going out and vote. Okay. But when you don't care who your mayor is or who's you got, if your kids in the school districts and you don't really care who's in charge of the school districts and you don't care who your governor is going to be and everything. That's,
No, so you're misunderstanding what I'm stating. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I'm not going to put myself in the position where I'm going to affect or try to influence who's in power. So if I happen to live in a neighborhood, if I happen to live and work in an organization, I'm not voting to say, oh, I want a new superintendent, or I want a different mayor, or I want a different, assemblyman, or I'm not getting engaged with that. If I want to choose a different place to live, I just choose a different place to live. I take it for what it is, because that does not affect my personal comings and goings and what I practice and what I get up and where I go and where I sleep for me.
So I could be right by saying you don't have an HOA.
I don't.
Okay.
Part of the reason why that's part of the thing where I won't live in a gated community.
Right.
I mean, it goes beyond that, but it really goes down to the whole political construct of, and I'm not, and again, personally, and I was raised in the Baptist church, right? My wife's Jehovah's Witness. My views and my beliefs have changed over time. I've been married, over 25 years.
Right.
All right. So there are things that I have learned in religious doctrines that have led me to believe that, okay, there is a higher power or different system of things that's in place and at work than this political construct that we have. So that's why I always consider, and I always say that the politics in the form of government that's here is a machine. We can try to claim or pretend that we're dictating the outcome, But our stuff it lags so much. The things that we're trying to supposedly control are really in place and will be in place for years, pre and post. It's sort of like, all right, you don't like the laws that are in effect right now, so you're going to go out and vote, and you're going to do what you're going to do, and make a case for changing. Okay, that law has been in effect for how many years or however. It doesn't happen instantaneously, right? So the time that it takes to actually put a bill together, actually get it processed, get it ratified, get it delivered, created, stamped, done. Years later, you may not even be here. All right, so you say, all right, I did my part. Did it really matter? Maybe, maybe not.
But what about the asshole judge that you might have in the town? What about the asshole?
Are you voting locally on every thing?
Yes.
And is that the common thing that everybody does? Absolutely not. People don't know they don't know their local government. Most people.
Okay, I got a couple questions. I've been holding this in. A couple questions. You actually answered one of them because Chris asked it already. You said for religious reasons you don't vote. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about your religion, so forgive me if this sounds ignorant. I just don't know. I'm asking because I don't want to know. Do Jehovah's Witness in general not vote? Is that
don't vote?
No Jehovah's Witness vote.
No.
Oh, I didn't.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, no, Jehovah's Witness do not vote. They do not participate in, like I said, the holiday, the pagan holidays, like, the Christmas, the Valentine's Day and all that type of stuff. There's certain things that they just don't do.
Is it because you're not allowed to do it because as part of the religion?
Yes. And it's not like an allowed thing. A person can do whatever they want to do. But if you are practicing Jehovah's Witness and you are trying to live in the best accord according to Bible principles, there is the concept that you don't believe that this system, meaning the society in the world that we live in, is a system that you impact and influence and control by participating in voting. There's a separate system that is your thing that I already elected my president, which is, God, right? Which is Jehovah. So all this other stuff don't matter. It's going to happen in time. And if you want to take it from the Christian standpoint and you look at the way that they look at how society and how the second coming and the kingdom, and you look at, so there's a whole foundation and concepts that pretty much say, well, why are you even going to waste your time if you bother with some of these things that is not for you? If you're going to move through your life and you're going to hold to Bible truths and principles, then you follow this path, and you don't need to be distracted and muddy yourself by engaging in these type of things, these type of activities, because they're rooted in a different system.
Okay. So you don't concern yourself with direct or indirect impacts of what a politician may do, even if it's in your local area. You don't concern yourself with it at all. You don't even think about it.
No.
Any direct or indirect impact on you is non-consequential because you leave it all to God.
Yep. In that sense, yes. It's not that I leave. So I want you to get the impression that we are oblivious or ignorant to the ills of society or the benefits, right? It's just that I don't participate in that process of determining who I want to put in power or remove from power. That's not for me to do. I pay Caesar's due. I pay my taxes. I do everything that I'm supposed to do, but the option is not a requirement for you to vote. So if it came down to something like as simple as, okay, New World Order, you have to be a registered voter and you have to vote, or you have to take blood, or you have to do whatever. I don't care if you're you're about to die. Part of the religion, you can't take a blood transfusion, right? You can take platelets, but you can't take direct blood. So even if it's a life-threatening situation, you got to find a bloodless surgery to be performed. So it goes deeper than just saying and being selective and saying, well, I'm not going to vote, but all right, you can hook me up with an IV and take blood because that's again against the Bible principle. So there's a whole foundation and you know that we can go many levels deep as to why this is my belief system.
Okay.
And part of that is the politics. And it's deeper than just this question and this, you know, this forum right here.
We ain't even got to go no further with it.
I'm just saying
I have supreme respect for religious views, even if they're not mine. If that's your view, I respect it. It's good enough for me. If I thought when the conversation first started that you were going to say I don't vote for some other reason that
so basically the first reasons that you was given, like when you first was explaining, you know, I
thought you was going someplace else with it,
right?
And so I had a problem with it at first, but now that you've explained it, I don't have a problem with it because I respect your right. I respect your religion, first of all, and I respect your right to practice it as you feel it should be practiced.
Right.
I got no issue with it. I'm good. Right. I respect it.
All right.
My only thing was, like Dee said before you explain the religious aspect of it. My only thing that I have when I hear Black people say they don't vote, you know, it just made me think, do you understand what we went through to get Black people to vote?
Bruh, trust me.
I said, and that's so that when I hear Black people say, "Oh, I don't vote," and I'm like, "You don't vote." I don't care if I'm voting just for all the people who got their ass bit by dogs, who got sprayed with hoses, who died.
Oh, God.
All right, fellas.
All right, that was good.
All right, guys.
Wow. Who would have thought this race would come down to WAP? Wisconsin, Arizona, Pennsylvania.
Wow, it always come down to WAP.
Always.
Wow.
That was a good one.
That is a great one. That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Fellas, that was it.
That was it. Can't do more than that.
All right, guys. Superstar Gene at Superstar Gene. You can hit me up on IG or Twitter. See you guys later.
Yes, sir. You got Chris _Ali908. Hit me up.
What's up? You got John Lee the One. Fourth of the collective. You know what it is.
And you got on IG Dimitri LT43. Hit me up.
Right, that's it.
And we are getting the hell out of here. Hey guys.
Later.